Well, love and marriage doesn't seem like we have a lot of that maybe around here. Joining us today, Father David Ross, because he found several articles, which I was surprised. I guess this is kind of coming into wedding season, but how marriage is kind of down a little bit and people aren't too thrilled about getting married anymore.
It is. It's the case. There's a lot of demographic data that offers us reasons why this is the case. Look at it historically. People in the pre-industrial period faced very few possibilities regarding marriage. So, for example, you lived in small villages, like maybe Cairo or maybe Cridersville or something like that, and people only married people within about a 10-mile radius of their village. So oftentimes, you married somebody within your village, and believe it or not, it may have been your cousin. And there were a lot of birth defects in those days, too.
Right, slim pickings.
And so many people then turned to ill-suited spouses because there was nobody else available. And here's what was interesting. Of course, it's not interesting, it's sort of tragic. Many unhappy marriages turned very abusive. Did you know that a man, for example, had the authority by the court to abuse his wife if he wished so, or he could commit her to an insane asylum? Oh. Now, women, of course, weren't just exactly free of all guilt, because a lot of women, and we found this especially the case in Sicily, believe it or not, would poison their husbands if they were abusive.
There you go.
Well, you know, that's one way out of the whole circumstance, you know.
Yeah.
But marriage was the only way that many women could find a way of escaping a life of boredom, because what they would do, if otherwise, they have to go live with a relative and be the housekeeper for the relative and things like that. Well, that's all changed today.
Thank heavens it's changed.
It's all changed today.
Women are more independent now. That's part of the reason.
Well, they're far more independent. Declining marriage rates among women is unbelievably low in comparison to historical records today. And why is that the case? A lot of women will not wish to marry because of economic reasons. They're far more economically sound than their predecessors were. Also, for educational entertainment, there are more women in colleges today than there are in men. Political affiliation, believe it or not, there tend to be more women liberals than men, who tend to be far more conservative.
I believe it.
And beliefs about what a family... Oh, you do? Huh?
Yeah, I do believe that, yes.
Oh, are you declaring yourself today or something?
No, I'm not. That's a fact that I actually would believe, yes. It's a fact, so whatever. Sorry,
and people have different beliefs about what a family should look like.
Yeah.
So, as I said, more women are buying houses, they're attending colleges, they're focusing on their friendships and their careers. Historically, women rarely question the whole idea of romance as a foundation for marriage, but they do today. They don't see that as necessary. Today, half of single women surveyed said that they are happier than their married counterparts. Imagine that. Half of women who are surveyed today say they are happier than their married counterparts. A 2022 survey of single adults showed only 34% of women were looking for romance, compared to 54% of single men. 34% of women are looking for romance. This is down from 38% of women and 61% of men in 2019. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that
so the
is
rise in
wild.
earning power makes a big difference. The share of women 18 to 40 who were single, which means neither married nor cohabiting, was 51%. 51%. In 2023.
Okay, you brought up a good point. Cohabitation. Is it because people are just living together now and they don't feel the need to get married?
A significant number of people find that to be the case. They prefer not to just cohabit. And why? I've looked at this. You know, I've been a priest for 50 years, and I used to have 3 or 4 weddings a month between March and October. Today I have 3 maybe between that and on that whole entire period of time. Now, not everybody is cohabiting, by the way, but people are afraid of the possibility of divorce because they may have seen their parents divorce and they don't want to go through all that pain that they experienced. And also, of course, the educational level makes a big difference for a lot of people. They don't see the need to marry. And there's a growing political divide, as I said, between men and women.
Right,
a far greater political divide than in the past.
This is ebb and flow, and it's going to flow another way, or?
I don't know. I don't know. I would hope so, but I don't know. There's a lot of fragmentation in the culture in which we presently live, which makes a big difference from my perspective and from the studies, makes a big difference in women choosing to marry or not to marry.
Right, yeah. I don't think social media and swiping helps out too much either.
Yes, for sure.
That's a different thing, though. All right. Interesting stuff that you learned from these articles. So thanks for coming, Father.
Thank you, Holly.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather next.